Spence, in your best version of Inspector Clouseau saying that Wembley's been booked.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been reserved for Fury versus Joshua, judging by this.
Hi everybody, I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'd like to announce my retirement from boxing. It's been a blast. I've loved every single minute of it, and I'm going to end with this. Dick Turpin wore a mask. God bless everybody. See you on the other side. Get up!
Right. Interesting news. Mr. Fury doing the dance of the seven veils, playing hide and seek with himself again.
Okay.
Do we believe this? We've heard this before. He didn't pay his £1 million bet to Piers Morgan last time round. He said he was going to retire and came back.
Do I think that Tyson Fury boxes again? Yes. I don't think it's the last we've seen of him. I understand that he may be saying that now, but I believe we still get the fight. I really do.
What do you think he's alluding to? I mean, trying to work out what's in Tyson's mind is probably
Tyson's one of those
more difficult than solving, Pythagoras' theory. But when he talks about highway robbery, do we think he's talking about the verdict of the Usyk-Fury second fight, where he was obviously unhappy that he doesn't think he lost? Or is he talking about the amount of money that he's managed to extract from the sport? I doubt it. Or is he talking about a commercial discussion where maybe he needs more money to get in a ring?
Could be a combination of all three of those, to be fair. I mean, he felt that he won that fight against Alexander Usyk. I think most people felt that Usyk won the fight, but he still felt he won that one. He's earned a lot of money from the sport.
Sure.
He's earned a hell of a lot of money from the sport at a time, he was there at the right time. Is that what he's talking about? Who knows? But I'm sure we still get AJ Fury. I think that Fury's one of those characters, you don't know what side of the bed he gets out of. And one day, it's not the first time that he said that he's retired from boxing. So let's see what happens. Watch this space. But
Josh, I mean, we've seen this dance before. When he's done it before, he's been on top. So when he announced after the Dillian White fight, that's me done, he went out on his own terms, i.e. with an unblemished record. When he did it before, after the Klitschko fight, when he had his sabbatical for lots of different reasons, on his terms. This is a different dynamic, isn't it? This is a vanquished fighter slightly in terms of 2 losses back to back. What do you make?
Hard to say what he's going to do next, but I think he will have some time off and hopefully we can still get AJ and Fury.
Do you think we'll see him in the ring again?
I think so, personally, yeah, I think so.
Do you think, I mean, I know this is probably a slightly over-egging the pudding. Do you think that the heavyweight division is going to be bereft of personality if you don't have Tyson Fury in there? Because Alexander Usyk is the consummate professional. And I do give him his flowers. I do think he's a brilliant, brilliant fighter. There's no doubt about it. But when it comes to personality, I don't always like Tyson Fury's personality. I think that, perhaps he can just be pleasant with his bipolarity rather than unpleasant. But notwithstanding it, he doesn't. But he's a personality. And when Tyson Fury is in full flow, there's no more charismatic athlete than him. Do you think he's going to be, if he does indeed hang his gloves up, do you think this will be a body blow for the heavyweight division?
I think he'll be sorely missed, without a doubt. It's not just that he's a big personality and he sells fights so well and he's a big character and the press conferences, the build-up to fights and what he delivers in the ring. The guy is a serious talent and he'll be missed when he's retired. That is for sure. I think we're in the twilight of the careers now of this current crop of heavyweights like Anthony Joshua, like Alexander Usyk, like Tyson Fury. I think that, 2025 could be the year we see the end of all of them and the new generation coming through. But if he retires right now without getting a fight like Anthony Joshua, a fight that the public, the casual fan, has craved, I think it's going to be a big loss.
So neither of you are having the idea that Fury probably is going to stay retired. No. But if he does, where does that leave Anthony Joshua? Because he's made his position clear, right? They don't want him to fight Daniel Dubois. For whatever reason Eddie Hearn wants to trot out, right, that he needs to be the best version of himself, they don't want that fight right now. Right? They wanted Fury, and we know why they want Fury, because it ticks all the economic boxes that a fight of this magnitude will produce. But given that his dance partner is nowhere to be seen right now, where does it leave Anthony?
He boxes in Africa against Martin Bakole. Yeah. That's where I believe it happens.
Yeah. You think he'll fight Bakole?
Absolutely.
Do you?
In Africa, yeah.
You think he'll fight Bakole?
Why'd you look so surprised?
Because I felt and feel... Well, I'll tell you why.
Let me tell you something.
I'll tell you why.
Let me tell you something about Anthony Joshua.
The same reason that Billy Nelson has told everybody this. Nobody wants to fight him.
Yeah, no, but let me tell you
Everybody
something about
wants to avoid him. There's too much aggravation.
Let me tell you something about Anthony Joshua. And he recognises now he's in the twilight of his career. Anthony Joshua will box any heavyweight in the world. That is a fact. And that's why I say Martin Bakole in Africa, where they're creating a bit of history, going back to the Rumble in the Jungle all those years ago. Anthony Joshua, he'll want to do things like that. I know that will give him the incentive. And that's why I believe if the Fury fight doesn't happen, mark my words, we get Joshua versus Bakole in Africa.
Right. So they'll reserve a stadium in Africa and
Possibly.
you'll be across that.
Possibly, but I'll let you know. And I'll let you know what stadium it is.
What do you think of Bakole, Josh?
I think he's the one.
So do I.
Yeah, I think he's the one. Thing is, I've seen him spar for many, many years, but his coach Billy was very confident about him, and I haven't seen a coach be that vocal and confident about a fighter. But then when he gets in the ring, he demonstrates.
He's a class.
And I think his last fight, yes, got a lot of hype about it, but I think if given the opportunity that he deserves, he'll show us that he's the real deal.
Do you think that is the roadmap for both of those fighters? If Fury retires and Joshua's looking for a dance partner, do you think that is a possibility, that he takes that gamble to box Bakole in Africa?
I think so, but it's also what Bakole's going to do, because I think he's in an IBF final eliminator, and I think the winner gets the winner of Parker and Dubois. So for him, it's, do I want the world title or do I want to make history in Africa?
There you go.
Do you think, given that the observations that you guys make, for example, on Fight Night, about what fans are entitled to and what they're not entitled to, that there's an element of responsibility from Tyson Fury to the British boxing fans to fight Joshua?
I think that it would be a terrible shame if, because like we saw in Tyson Fury's last fight against Alexander Usyk, there hasn't been a massive decline in his performances. He's still pretty much at the top of his game. He's clearly the number 2 heavyweight in the world still right now. And if he doesn't give us that fight, you know, for a fan's perspective, modern legacies, if we don't get that fight... Sorry, can I just ask you a quick...
Why is he the number 2 heavyweight? You've got a current heavyweight champion in Daniel Dubois. So why do you not give Daniel Dubois the cachet that he deserves? Because he was probably the person that gave Usyk as much trouble as anybody did at a different stage in his career. He's the current IBF heavyweight champion. Well, why is it an automatic assumption in your mind that Fury from deeds of the past...
It's an opinion that Tyson Fury, it was a very close fight against Alexander Usyk. Tyson Fury, for me, still holds number 2 spot.
Do you agree with that, Josh?
Dubois has the belt.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about, right, so say if Dubois was boxing Fury next now, do you think
Dubois has a belt. No, he has a belt.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about where I rank him, not like in because you've got a belt, I've got to rank you number 1, 2, 3. I'm saying
he's got a belt.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about, but he's not boxed Fury.
He's got a belt.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. That's not the argument.
Fury hasn't boxed him either, but you're still giving Fury...
Yeah, that's not the argument.
Majority of
what I'm saying is, in my opinion, he's the second best. If they were all going to fight it out right now, Alexander Usyk...
Even Josh doesn't agree with it. And he's on your side.
But I'm talking about my personal opinion. I think right now, he's number 2, second best heavyweight in the world. If you're saying because he's not world champion...
Let's just attend to your number 2 heavyweight in the world. If he ducks Anthony Joshua, he's going to have to live with that ramification. Bragging rights has been a big part of... You've made this observation. I don't think bragging rights... Money, right? If you give Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury 2 and 6, they won't give a about bragging rights. They want to get paid for this fight, right? So it's the money that drives this fight, right? But if Fury retires and doesn't fight Joshua, and Joshua's walking around demanding this fight, which he seems to be, doesn't that now catapult in the history of British fighters during this generation for the purpose of a media-based argument, which is what this is, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that elevate to Anthony Joshua to the status that Tyson Fury once afforded for himself only, i.e. the best fighter of his generation, the best British fighter of his generation?
Yeah, that's why I said that he needs to take this fight, and that's why I think that it's a fight for not just for him and his legacy, but for the fans as well. That's why I think he needs to do that.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.